Folks, today we're talking about something everybody loves. It's the price of gas. This essay was written a number of years ago, but it was called Prepay. You Don't Say. With all these spiraling gasoline prices we've had to endure in the past couple of years, who among us have also noticed the death of service station service? I'm old enough to remember 20-cent gallon gasoline and to recall the guy who used to come out, pump gas for me, probably wash my windshield, usually offer to check my oil, and still manage to lean on the car long enough to find out how my day was going, who my sisters were dating, and what my neighbors were all doing. Do you remember those guys? I pretty much make a career of driving with my fuel tank on empty. When my gas gauge is more than half full, I think the truck tends to handle funny on turns and to lean to port on the straight stretches. So when I pull into a gas station, I'm there because I need gas. Once last month, I was emptier than I usually when I pull into this pump. I won't tell you where, but I'll bet the cashier's going to remember. I grabbed the nozzle, pushed the appropriate buttons, and poof, nothing happened. I took a breath, pushed the buttons again, squeezed the nozzle again. Once more, nothing. The deep breath stopped working. I punched the buttons again roughly. Still no gas. About the time I'm considering kicking the pump, I hear this microphone voice saying, "Pump number 3, if you are paying with cash, you need to come inside and prepay." Prepay, folks. It's 3 in the afternoon. I know they have cameras watching every move at every pump. I'm dressed better than usual. I don't look like a flight risk, and I don't look like a terrorist. I'm here to tell you I'm put off by this whole prepay process. I take my $20 bill and stormed into the counter, told the lady who had nothing to do with company policy exactly what I thought about her company policy. Then I told her I wanted $1 worth of gas. "Yup," says I expected $19 in change. She looked at me like I had 3 eyes and then handed me back my money. "Thank you," I said honestly, accepting a fistful of dollar bills, and then I went outside and pumped my cup full of hard-earned gas. Then I drove to another station, thank you, where I hope they more appreciated my business. Speaking of stations that do appreciate my business, I'm reminded of the Dead River station out here on Bath Road in Brunswick. Tuesday and Thursday from 9 to 3, these guys still pump gas, only for seniors, and there's no extra charge for the service. That's a perk that People Plus negotiated for you several years ago, mind you, after Brunswick's last full-service gas station closed its doors because it could no longer be competitive. People Plus went to a dozen gas stations in town, telling them it was a segment of their market that cannot or do not want to pump their gas. All stations dismissed my observation, saying man pumps were a thing of the past, and it would be hard or impossible to staff. After a second visit, however, the Dead River people decided to try manned pumping once each week on an experimental basis. Guess what, folks? 3 times they've expanded that program to keep up with the demand. I want to add one more comment about that same station. Late one evening, I was driving past and pulled in to refuel. It was a weekend. I'd been doing outdoor stuff all day, and mid-afternoon, in response to dropping temperatures, I'd pulled a pair of long pants over my more fashionable short pants. I'd pumped my gas, gone inside to the counter, and reached for my wallet, and it wasn't there. But it was there. My wallet was inside the inside pair of pants, belted and zipped safely away out of reach. I looked at the cashier, thankfully he was a male, smiled and said I could pay him, but first I had to drop my pants. He said nothing. He stared at me keenly. He stepped back a step, and I saw one hand go under the counter. My outside pants, I promised. For the very first time, it occurred to me how this all looked, and decided the only thing to do was to do the thing. I flipped my belt, the pants dropped down past my knees. I smiled and said, "See, I'm wearing 2 pairs of pants." I decided it would be good just to leave soon. I took $20 from my wallet, laid it on the counter. The guy did not move real fast to pick it up. I bent, grabbed my pants, reset them, and turned without even belting the belt or zipping the fly. I cleared the door, wondering if I was on their security tape, and I didn't look back. It must be interesting working the night shift in a gas station. It's curious. Gas prices have dropped again to $2.20, and we're all thinking that the good old days are back, and we can feel better about driving again. I guess they really do have us over the barrel. Thanks for listening.